Hello, welcome back to another class with me, Ming. And today we talk about cosine rule. And just like sine rule, cosine rule applies for any triangle. It doesn't have to be a right angle triangle. So here I have our usual uh, triangle, and this can be any triangle. It doesn't have to be right angle triangle, and the usual labeling. And the cosine rule basically states this: it's a square is equal to b square plus c square. So far, that's the Pythagoras theorem. And then you have to do an adjustment to bc sine. As a cosine, we have cosine, so you have cosine a. Right? Basically, this is a square is equal to b square plus c square minus 2 of this thing, multiple of it, twice of this multiple, times the cosine of the angle that is opposite A. So similarly, I can write this as b square equal to a square plus c square. Now it's b square is here, opposite angle B. So adjustment is 2 AC cosine B. And the last one is c square opposite angle C. So it will become a square plus b square. So a square plus b square minus 2ab cosine capital C. So this is cosine rule. If you're interested into proving it, please try it out. I'm not going to do the proof here, but you probably need to use the idea of area using the sign in order to do the proof. Right? I leave that to you. Right? So here I have two examples. We're going to apply this cosine rule into this example. Basically, the cosine rule is helpful. It helps us in two ways. If you know one angle, and this angle is made up by two sides, and the two sides are also known, then you can find out the third side, the side that is opposite the angle. Or it can also be used this way. That is, if you know three sides, then with three sides, you will be able to figure out using cosine rule all the angles in the triangle. So I'm going to start with this one. Right? So here we say b square is equal to 9 square plus 7 square minus 2 times 9 times 7 and cosine of 30 degrees. Right, so that becomes 81 plus 49 minus 2 times 9, 7, 63. Cosine 30 is square root of 3 over 2. So then this becomes 81 plus 49 is 130 minus 63 times square root of 3, and this is b squared. So b itself is square root of 130 minus 63 times square root of 3. Well, actually there are two answers, the positive answer and the negative answer, because we know that the side here is a positive value, so the negative value is rejected. At this stage, I need to use a calculator. If you use a calculator correctly and punch in all the number correctly, you will get b is equal to 4.57 to 3 significant figure. Okay. Now we try to do this example 2. We want to figure out the angle A and angle C. We can start with angle A first. Right? Angle A means the one that opposite it is 7. So 7 square is equal to 3 square plus 8 square minus 2 times 3 times 8 cosine A. Cosine A is unknown, right? So I can rearrange this thing. So cosine A is equal to, so 2 times 3 is 24. 24 times 2 is 48. Is equal to 3 square is plus 8 square minus 7 square. Basically, I rearrange this formula here. So then After rearranging, I can calculate this. 9 plus 81, 88 is 64 minus 49. Right? And then here is cosine A is this number divided by 48. And similarly, because I need to find A, I need to inverse this particular operation cosine. So I need to use arc cosine. Arc cosine of 9 plus 64, according to my calculation here, 9 plus 64 minus 48. So 64 plus 9 minus 49 is minus 40. 64 is 24 over 48 is half. So arc cosine of half, that's easy because I know that cosine 60 degree is equal to half. Therefore, arc cosine of half must be 60 degree. So this one is relatively easy. Now I know this is 60 degrees. Now once you know this is 60 degree, I can, right, for example, now once I know this is 60 degree, in order to find C, obviously I can use sine rule to do that. But today, because we are doing cosine rule, I'm not going to use sine rule. I'm going to practice my cosine rule. So I'm going to practice using this method again to find angle C. So that will be, angle C is opposite 3. So 3 square is equal to 7 square plus 8 square minus 2 times 7 times 8 times cosine capital C. Capital C here. Right, therefore 2 times 7 times 8. So that will be cosine of capital C equal to 7 square plus 8 square minus 3 square over 2 times 7 times 8. Right, and if you do this calculation, and then C will be arc cosine. So that is inversing this operation cosine. So 49 plus 64 minus 9 over 2 times 56. Right. And you use a calculator to do this, and you will get the answer about roughly 21.8 degree to 3 significant figures. Obviously, as I said before, you could have used sine rule to do this, but as I say, I'm practicing my cosine rule. So let's, using from example 2, we find out that this cosine rule can be rewritten as 2ab cosine C equal to a square plus b square minus c square, or cosine C is equal to a square plus b square minus c square over 2ab. So here is another expression for cosine C, and this particular expression is useful because the next step is arc cosine a square plus b square minus c square over 2ab. This particular formula helps us to figure out unknown angle. Right? It helps us to figure out the unknown angle C. So in order to find out angle C here, you need to know A, B, and C. So A square plus B square minus C square, right, over 2AB. Then quantity, this quantity will be arc cosine of that.